Hello my beautiful badgers, Messi Coder back again with a second part of my live dev interviews with 2Cubes, the creator of Game Kit Controller. This is update 3.03-1. It's a mouthful and it's a huge update. So many new features, so many updates and fixes, it's going to blow your mind. And in this video, we're also importing in our own characters and weapons into Game Kit Controller. So sit back, enjoy, and I'll see you all in a second. Everybody sitting at home, give a warm and messy welcome to 2Cubes, creators of Game Kit Controller. Hello buddy, how you doing? Welcome back to the stream.
Cool. I was looking for this for some time, as it's always a lot of fun.
And I end up breaking things on your asset every now and again when you come on. Now you've sent me a beta version as well, so it's going to be even more dangerous than normal, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Now, because there's a lot of new people to the chat as well, I'm going to hand you over the microphone so you can do an introduction to yourself, just to explain to people who you are, and you know how you got started making this amazing Game Kit controller for Unity. !GKC in chat.
I am just a guy that love video games in general since I was a kid, and when I started to when I discovered Unity, I fall in love with it and haven't stopped to work on it since that. It was in 2014 that I started to learn about game development, and a year later I started this kit and work on this kind of stuff. So yeah, since that I have been doing this job for about four years now as my main job, and about 7 in total. So yeah, basically by that time the solutions and assets from the Unity lacked some stuff that I wanted to try or have for my own games. So I say I'm going to make my own system and my own asset for it. And since that, the asset started as just a character controller, and it has evolved for what is now, which is a big engine itself of a lot of stuff.
Now you started making Game Kit Controller. Not a lot of people know this, but you were actually 5 years old when you started making this. You're a child genius. How old were you? Because you say you started getting 1 year after learning about game development, you started work on this kit. Just explain how old you actually were working on this.
This asset started as a project for a final degree, final project degree for university, where I studied informatics engineer. So I basically make a small game with various mechanics and gameplay, mixing a lot of elements from gravity games and puzzles and some combat. And basically, after a month later, I took that and converted into the asset itself. And since that, I have been improving it in each aspect possible, adding different systems like inventory, vehicles, artificial intelligence, weapons, etc.
You got a bit addicted, I have to say, to adding new features. Yeah. And as Chad was saying, it's not just a character controller. No, it's not just a character controller. Santi has, I have to honestly say, he's I don't know. I'm going to say it's like a mental issue in that he can't stop himself from adding more and more features to this kit. Okay, it's game kit controller. It's basically any type of game now you can make with this. It's ridiculous. There's so, like we said, you did parkour. You got that grappling hook. I'm just looking at the video here of people making games with your kit, and they are, drastically different in what they, you got a murder mystery kind of spy kind of investigation game here, like LA Noire, like quite cute. You've got Resident Evil remakes people doing. You've got hack and slash games. So not a lot of people would go, okay, I'm going to make a shoot 'em up kit. I'm also going to add magic powers. I'm also going to add AI. I'm also going to add swords and shields and bows and arrows. I'm also going to add grappling hooks, climbing, parkour, rocket launchers. What haven't you added yet in the kit? One thing that's going to come to mind, you haven't got a building system, so you can't make rust or something with this kit.
There is actually a lot of stuff that is planned but hasn't been added yet. For example, one of the biggest elements planned is, of course, the online system that is very planned since a lot of time. But one of the reasons it is not implemented yet is due to the lack of time, because after all this time, it's just me working on this asset. There is maybe some person at some point that I pay some money as a freelance to maybe make some animations or a design or something similar. But yeah, it's just me, so things needs time. But eventually, I am going to start soon with the online system, probably during the next main update. And other stuff, for example, now that you mentioned is the crafting system that is also planned. And I got recently, about half a year ago, Oculus Quest 2. So I want to add VR integration for the asset as well. So probably that is the biggest element right now that at Planet, of course, along with more improvements and new options for the current system. Also, in the last updates, I have focused more in improving the asset in general, for the workflow, the simplicity of the tools, adding more wizards and tools for the different systems. So to make it more and more simple to use it, instead of adding more and more, I have stopped it from that to basically, because basically most of the last elements that you can see are just examples of systems that are already there. So there are just extensions or new examples or new behaviors from the same systems. For example, the melee combat system has been improved, but is still the same element. The inventory allows new elements like the hotbar stuff in order to use the inventory in the bar instead of just the weapons. Now allows similar to Deus Ex, and the AI has been improved to make better and allow to have more behaviors. But it's just that instead of adding more and more, you can trust me. I have focused in improving the current elements and basically extend what is already there instead of building more and more.
I'm glad, because we love new features, and I've been guilty of sending you requests every now and again for a new feature. You added in because people don't know that it's got co-op. If you want to do multiplayer, you can do local multiplayer co-op with GameKit controller split screen. One thing that I loved was the Lego split screen, and I found online example of how somebody had made a split screen using the Lego style, and Sandy was like, "Yeah, I'll get around to it. I'll add it. I'll add it in." And then was it like every month I was sending him a message? Is it in yet? Have you done it yet? Have you made it yet? Do you have it? So I'm guilty as much as the next person for asking for new features. But I'm really glad that you're saying that at this point you're also just cleaning up, improving the current workflow and the features and the inspectors that you've got. It's a massive kit. It's very complex, I have to say. And then there's this trailer that we're seeing here of lots of games that are made with the kit. They are all quite different. Now, one thing I would say, do you need to be doing a third-person game with GameKit controller, or can it also be for a first-person game?
No, of course. Like you can see in this same video that you have in the stream, there I really I had a lot of fun doing that video. Basically, taking videos from other people's, of course, with their permission, and cut different sections from them. And as you can see, there are very different. As you say, there is a first-person shooter. There is a one based in different third-person shooters or adventure or similar, and other similar to Resident Evil. That I have to say that in the last weeks there have been different webs showing one of the videos from Code Veronica that, and I can say very proud that that fun game is made with GameKit controller. And in fact, I know the developer is in the channel of Discord. It's Prince.
Oh, awesome!
So I was shocked when so many webs and YouTubers have made that are used to talk about Resident Evil games, which I am a big fan. Made videos about that fun project, and when I saw that the project was made with the asset, so it was an honor to know that, and I have talked a lot with the developer. I am constantly seeing more and more videos about that, and it's really cool. So yeah, there is a lot of possibilities. You can make a game in third person, fifth person, and any type of locked camera from a fixed point of view, like all Resident Evils, from top down, isometric, point and click, 2.5D, and basically any other view that you want. But yeah, all that type of game perspective can be achieved.
Now you mentioned briefly, you touched on the online aspect of it. Now, it's always a dangerous conversation, the online, especially when a game hasn't already started as an online game. So, are you worried about, is it too late to move GameKit controller over to be a fully online multiplayer game kit?
No, I don't think so. Of course, there will be needed to make some additions and change to the current systems, but I am not afraid to make those changes. I am used to make general improvements in the structure of the asset, different parts. So I am not afraid. It basically, I haven't made an online system before, because basically I am working on this asset while I still learning to different aspects of game development. So I use this asset as a way to learn more and be better in each aspect possible of game development. And one of these aspects is the online system. So yeah, probably there will be modifications and additions needed, but that was already considered before starting. For example, you said it also. The local multiplayer was made taking into account the future online system, and part of that logic will be used for the online as well.
Now, online used to be easier before because there was Unet. You know, it was the official Unity networking system. Obviously, since then, Mirror has taken over and keeping the unit somewhat alive. And there's now this new version that's written from scratch that isn't based off Unet. You've got Photon, you've got MLAPI. There's loads of others as well. Especially like we spoke last week with even engineering, getting games onto Steam using different online systems. Which one have you been thinking about the most? We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about online stuff. So everyone, you know, it's just interesting to me to know, like, when you're thinking about online, are you thinking about where Unity is going officially, or are you looking to support someone who is unofficial, like Mirror or Photon, that have been around for a long time?
Well, my first choice was Mirror, and I haven't seen too much about it, but I have seen that there is a lot of community there, and a lot of people consider it very good. And from the little that I have seen is very interesting and good. And also due to the time that has passed since I wanted to start in the line, other solutions have appeared, even the new online from Unity itself. So what I would like is not focus in just one solution like Mirror or Photon or similar. Make a bridge system between the Genki controller and the online part. So you can swap easily, as easy as possible, to use different online solutions. For example, if you want to use Mirror or the future MLAPI, not sure if that is the proper name. The idea is that you can change easily between that, similar to what I want to achieve with the VR integration. That is not just for Oculus Quest, but make a middleware between the asset and the other part. So to make that process of change the system you said as easy and painless as possible.
That's a brilliant way of going around it, and it makes me very excited indeed, because I'm now feeling quite confident that no matter what craziness is going to happen with MLAPI or Mirror or whatever, that we can still go, you know what, I'm going to switch then to someone else, or even, you know, using a kit that maybe somebody doesn't know about yet. Like, you know, one of these new crazy things out there. So that's awesome. I'm very excited about that. Shall we pop inside Unity and show people what this thing is that we've been talking about? So everyone's been sitting there patiently. I'm gonna pop inside. I'm gonna share my screen with you on Discord. And you know what? Should we? Because you've got a lovely accent. You've got such a beautiful accent, I have to say. So I could listen to you talk for hours.
I doubt, but thanks.
Do you want to tell everyone where you're from?
Excuse me?
Do you want to tell everyone about which country you're from right now?
Yeah, no problem. I'm from Spain. I'm sorry for my horrible accent, because I am.
It's a lovely accent.
I love the English language, but more than even mine. And basically, almost all I see or hear or read during the day, something.
Yeah, I've just shared my video with you now. So if your computer's exploded, you'll understand why.
Yeah, so basically all the content that I see or read or hear is in English. And during the last year, because as you know, most people have been locked inside their home, I am less used to talk with actual people through voice. So
Yes,
yeah.
I have to say the lockdown has a really messed things. Like you could be sitting there watching a lot more TV, but well, I gotta put the volume down on the on here. I mean, let me see if I can put the volume down on my
Mm.
mixer. So because we're watching a lot more TV, we think that we're, you know, learning maybe a lot more, but no, actually, until you're talking to someone, you're not really using the language. You could be listening, which is good. Messi, just say hola, ¿cómo estás? Me gusta tu asset. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
that's not actually bad.
Well, what does me gusta tu asset mean?
I like your asset.
Ah, okay. Uh, all I remember is ¿Cuántos años tienes? Andale, andare, arriba, arriba, obviously from the Speedy
The
Gonzales.
classic, the
Exactly.
classic, the classic is ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Oh yeah, yeah, that one. Where's the library? And as you know from last time, you're on cojones. So
Ah, yeah,
so
that is a must one.
my variations are cuántos cojones, cuántos son los cojones. So and that got me very far in life. Didn't get me that far on holiday in Tenerife. It got me in a bit of trouble, I have to say. But I got an upgrade to my hotel room, so that was nice. So yeah, that worked out. Right, I've picked up a poisonous bow.
Yeah. You can press the interaction button again to confirm to take it or to leave it again. Yeah, basically, I have added for recently the bow system, and for this patch of data, the bow now has can trigger different effects as poison.
Now, have you fixed? If anyone who's watched my previous videos and has watched the first ever review that I did of the GameKit controller many years ago, I think it was about 100 years ago. My biggest gripe that I had, my biggest complaint, was the way that the arms bent to get the guns from behind the back. So it's a lot more subtle now. So he's still playing it out. So it's a lot better than it was. This used to be scary. His arm used to bend in all of the strangest places, I have to say. So thank you, Sandy, for changing that. That's so much nicer. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nah, that was due to the inverse kinematics. Soon I'm going to add an option to use animation for carrying, dragging, and hostling weapons, so that can look better, and to move it with them as well. As right now, still using the inverse kinematics. But for example, for the melee weapons, that is entirely driven by animation.
Oh my god! Oh my god! I can't control the bike. Ah! He's chasing me! I'm getting a bit. Can you see my screen share on Discord, Santi?
Yeah, I see.
So this NPC, how complex is the AI on this guy?
Well, this enemy is using the melee combat option, so he's attacking with close range instead of from distance. And in fact, he has the torch, which is a new melee weapon that has been added for this new update. And if it hits you with the fire on, you will get fire as well.
Oh! What if I'm on the bike? Oh, sugar bumps!
No, right now in the vehicle, it will not activate your damage because it's damaged the vehicle itself. If you get off, you will see.
I just want to talk. I want to be friends with you. I want to be friends. Don't hit me. Okay.
No,
Do not
he will hit you.
hit me. I just want to be friends with you.
Right now, I forgot. You are using 5 weapons, and in this mode, by default, the damage detection is the damage reaction is not active. You pick a weapon, a melee weapon, for example.
Okay. Hang on. Where's
You will see that. You can see it in the hotbar. You press 7. You can change to the bow, or you can pick a
sword.
sword from there.
Yes. Oh. Oh. Okay. You need to. Yeah. So all right. So that's going to get changed. That I don't need to be carrying a melee weapon to be caught on fire. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right now is by the option of the events for that mode, but it can be activated in the rest of for carrying weapons and the rest. And this is a silly option that I added, that basically you can move in ragdoll state. It's just for the fun. It can be, of course, disabled, and will be disabled by default. So basically, when you stop to do that, you will be able to get up or to reset.
This is awesome. Why did you add this? Just because you were bored one day?
I remember silly games like Fall Human Flat and Fall Guys and stuff, and I say, why not? The ragdoll system was already there, and you now you can get up. So, for example,
oh no! I've just spawned more baddies. There's a big red button. It says "push me." I didn't mean it. Says, oh, they're fighting each other. Oh wow.
Yeah, there are two.
Oh my god! He hit him and he went flying over the wall.
Yes, because that weapon has an option to push at the time attack will activate the push of the character in the direction of the swing. So yeah, basically this is the dirtiest thing that I am using to work on the patch update. So you will see weird stuff very probably.
So hang on, am I muted? Am I muted?
Sorry.
Okay, this is an early beta. So all of these weird things that we're seeing are actually intentional. It seems.
Yeah, that yes, the option to move the ragdoll and so is just an option, and the enemies were using the option to push each other. So yeah, basically dumb stuff in between.
Wow. Fire
also
weapon. Sorry, tell me.
Yes, when you would fight, you roll. You press the X button to roll. When you do that 2 times, you can turn off the fire. Like for example in Zelda games, and there is also in your left there are a couple of zones with fire and water, so you can try you can see how the torch get fire and you do as well. Yeah, this for example, this enemy is using the close combat system. So
nice. Run away! I suck. Have you made any games with your own kit yet?
No, I have planned to do it, but I want to make some improvements and additions before that, because honestly, right now I'm focusing on the asset, so I haven't actually had time to think in what type of game I would like to do. Because as you say, there are many options and I haven't considered it yet.
So you're basically going to stop yourself making your own game because you're making your kit too big, and that's it's constantly you know, I'm going to make my game. Oh, before I do, I'm just going to add this amazing new feature in, and then you're like, oh, but now there's an amazing new feature. And your problem is, Santi, is that you watch too much YouTube. And people do great examples of things on YouTube or Twitter, and I've seen you go, that looks amazing. I'm gonna make that inside my kit, and then you go and add another amazing feature that you've seen in another game or something. So the throwing the axe, is it in this beta? Where's if I pick up an axe, can I throw it?
Do you mean to throw and return the weapon?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And have it come back.
yeah. You can actually throw any of the melee weapons. Even the bow has the option activate just for fun.
Oh, cool. All right, how do I do that then?
Pick any melee weapon that you prefer, and
Yep.
with F, if I remember properly.
Oh, it's stuck in his hip. It's stuck in the bloke's hip. It's stuck in his hip.
Basically, it will detect any target and attach to it if the object can move.
Run! Why won't he run? Run, damn it! Run!
Press shift to run.
I'm pushing shift. I'm pushing shift.
That is doing the stamina. You are out of stamina.
I'm out of stamina. Eat some more kebabs. Come on.
Of course, you can. This is due to the current animations used to that movement, but you can disable the use of stamina or use other animation for the straight movement. That is just an example, so you can put a faster animation for that. Right now, because I haven't other animation to use, I use.
Right, where is he? Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's come back again. That's awesome.
Basically the weapon is thrown in the camera direction.
It doesn't seem to realize what's happening. Oh, I missed him. He's doing a dance now. Why is it?
Yeah, that is the one that state. Basically, the AI is working in random positions around his initial spawn point, and between movement, they make a random animation using the action system. So I just took a bunch of animation, and one of that is the dance. Other is checking your pockets or seeing around. Basically, just on that I found useful, interesting, on just dumb.
Oh, look at the size of this axe. Oh my word.
For example, the axe, when it reaches a surface, you get teletransported there. If you press F, you can see.
Oh, I'm distracted by slicing things. What the heck?
Yeah, no.
What?
Not all the.
Oh my god! I can slice stuff.
Yes, for example, this cube, you can do that.
So you've got your own ray fire built in.
No, this is actually a solution from GitHub, from an open source system. So I basically the system is from there, and you can import it with the asset and activate a couple of elements in order to use it.
What's this open source project called? Irish John in chat's asking.
Excuse me?
The name of the open source?
Yes, there is actually two slide systems. One for simple 3D meshes, like that one, and another for the characters. The characters can be sliced in game dynamically without need to make previous preparation for the model. One was easy slide. I think is his name, and the other is hack limb, if I remember properly. I can put the links. In fact, the links is in the doc as well for the system user.
Oh yeah, stick it to me on the Discord, and I'll paste it into the chat. I'm loving this. Oh my word. Exactly, Axe Miona. Whoa! I missed. Oh! 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 It's sliced going
Yeah,
forwards and sliced coming back.
yeah, it has their thing for that. And I think yeah, this is the double axe. I was thinking in the single axe for saying that. That is the one that has the auto teleport. You have in the right that weapon, for example.
Oh my word, this is lovely. Right, I need the single.
And you can now, yes, you can change between weapons in the hotbar easily. That was added recently from the recent release in the Udate, in the asset story. Yeah, that is the one.
Oh! Oh my god.
Basically, that was inspired by the war ability from Final Fantasy 15.
I've never seen Final Fantasy games. This is crazy.
Nah, I don't. The recent ones I don't like too much. Yeah, they are good. And for example, that is the wind zone for the paraglider.
Oh my god! I've just teleported myself all the way up. I'm gonna puke. I'm gonna puke my lunch. Oh my god. Oh
Yeah,
my
that is
god.
a gravity surface.
Oh.
You can actually get out of the mini planet if you jump high enough or far enough. Better say.
This mini planet. You know what? I'm gonna. No! No!
No,
Quickly!
you still under the influence of the mini planet.
Am I?
But yeah,
Oh no.
you return to when you return in that state, the system checks for a new surface, and when you reach it, it changes the surface back to that surface. And in
Ah.
this case, you basically hit the ground. So yeah.
See, that's. God, man, that is crazy. Where's the grappling hook?
If you press and hold B.
Oh my god. Okay, last time I saw this wheel, it was half this size, and I was still freaked out by the size of it. It's
For
massive.
example, this is basically examples of the same system. Basically, different behaviors of the main ability system. So basically, there are little scripts with single function for activating the grappling hook or using the fly system. Basically, simple scripts. So yeah, it's a very good way to add and extend different abilities for your game as you prefer.
How do I use my magic now?
Q. That is the button assigned to the current ability.
I'm the Emperor from Star Wars.
Yeah, there are a few abilities based on Jedi's and Siths.
Good.
For example, one cool addition that I added recently was the mines. You can put mines in the ground and explode it when it detects an enemy or manually.
Oh.
Yeah, basically a grenade.
Oh my word. That's brilliant. Grappling hook, here it is.
And also, I remember from your first review of the asset that you tried the fly system, and of course it was very bad. I remember it, and it has been revamped recently, and you can try now. It's in the ability wheel, so you can give a try if you want.
Okay, I've got myself stuck. Ah! Fly wheel! Oh, I didn't make it in time. I didn't make it in time.
To hit the ground.
The wheel's too big. The wheel's too big.
It can be. You can remove and disable any of the example.
Da, 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 da,
you can please. Basically, one of the things I said, you use the paraglider, which is activated by holding the space button when you are in the air enough time.
I think I've broken my neck. I've broken my neck, Santi. I've broken my neck. Look at that. Look, what's he looking at? What are you looking at? He's looking at something. Ethan, what are you looking at, Ethan?
Yeah, basically that is because you move the camera away and he's still checking to the direction.
I love when you added, I'm just gonna run with my hand along this wall. I love this wall. It is my friend. I love you. It feels so soft and gentle to touch. Ah, it's so. No, Ethan Jr. Ethan Jr. What happened to you, Ethan Jr. No. Hey, can I pick up Ethan Jr.? How do I pick up his body?
Yes, you can see that a panel appears with the graph message. You can move the camera closer to the player with the mouse wheel or faster.
Oh my god! What have I done? What have I done? What have I done to you, Ethan, and your burning crotch? Ah, do you have a burning sensation when you go to the toilet? Well, do not worry. You're just on fire. So I take it I've made you a bug, have I?
It is the dog meme. Fine. This is fine.
Hang on. Is this a correct behavior now? What I'm doing?
No.
Is this a bug or a feature?
No, I would say that this is a bug. But
see,
don't worry.
Now you can call it a feature in that it's part of his Jedi powers. Alright, put him down. Oh my god, he's gonna fly. Now, okay. I need him to stop looking at whatever he was looking at. What were you looking at, Ethan? Ethan, what were you looking at?
Like I said, you can move the camera closer or further with the mouse wheel.
No, I can't. That's what I was trying to do. So the mouse wheel is I'm going to restart, just in case, because I think when I was flying, I broke it.
Yeah,
I broke it. I've done my job. I've done what I've been paid to do.
For example, you can try now the mouse wheel.
Okay.
Just to
see now it's working. Yeah. So look on target seemed to be active. It's right. Exactly, Sengoku. He was stuck looking at when he was flying. So, a couple of questions in chat. First one: how easy is this to get started? Okay, in a project. First question: do we need to do any coding, or is it just dragging in components and selecting things?
Yeah, basically that it is made to avoid the need to go into the code or change stuff or similar. Basically, it's done to be configurable by the inspector and components of the asset, and there is a lot of options. And one of the good things is that most components have event options, so that allows a lot of customization to connect and activate the different elements. So yeah, for example, in the recent tutorial videos, you can see, for example, the character creator, which now has a kind of template system. So you have a list of the main options and system for the character, like the player or the AI, in order to select just the stuff that you want to use. You can disable weapons, inventory, abilities, melee, etc. Set the camera view that you want. Even activated a locked camera view during the creation of the player, and hit red, and you have basically a character in seconds. And same for the AI, allowing to select between the different combat modes and different behaviors.
Now, my concern was because you're constantly making updates, improvements, and changes, that your videos would actually be out of date for the tutorials. So, do you remove and unpublish your old videos that are no longer accurate, or and only have new ones, or do you just have like a new playlist where
No,
you put them?
actually, I am going to do exactly that, because with the recent improvements for the workflow and new wizards and tools, there are a few tutorial videos that now there are much easier and simpler to use. So a few tutorial videos I'm going to view to be not sure if removed or hidden or just in a old list of videos, and new tutorial videos and doc will be added for those. And I am actually doing that already with for example, with the character creator, the inventory, the creation of weapons, which is now a couple of clicks, you are done, and so yeah, I am, like I said, I am focusing more of improvement of the tools, workflows, and configuration of the asset itself than other stuff. Basically, most stuff of the last edition are just new options or behaviors or examples for system-led abilities. Like, for example, that wheel that I mentioned, basically that is the philosophy for the other systems. Basically, the weapons, the melee weapons are the same system, and they had just maybe an extra option for example, the torch to have the fire.
So,
and similar.
I want to do a bit of playing with you to see just how easy it really is. Because I'm not saying I don't believe you, but I don't believe you, because I'm an idiot and I need to see some for myself. Chat is saying it's easy for a beginner to understand. No. This you come on, chat. You know how old and senile that I am. Now I've just run over that man. Is there collision? Like if I had just hit him with the bike, would it have done damage?
Yes.
Without shooting him, if I just run him over with a bike or a car, would it have killed him?
Yes, you can. The collision with basically all the physics, or most of them, are made for that purpose. But
That's naughty.
Of course, there are options to configure the minimum velocity to actually apply damage for objects. Because if you go 1 kilometer per hour, it's hard to apply damage to anything. But yeah, basically it's a matter of option to configure the velocity, the mean speed to apply damage. But yeah, the physics, basically you can apply damage from vehicles to objects to AI and to other vehicles, and even grab stuff and throw it. That will make damage on collision. And yes, this is not a vehicle. This is a. If you remember The Simpsons, there is an episode where they fight with the motorbike as a sword. So I say, let's try that. It's another mess placed in the melee weapon.
That's awesome.
I do it for the meme.
Now you and I have had a chat personally, off camera, about the new input system, because I want to use some vehicle kits that I've been reviewing and playing about with, and you've told me that there is a plan on the horizon to use the new input system from Unity. How far away is it? Is it going to be 2022, 2021?
No, I think it should be this year. Basically, I was waiting for the actual system to be more production ready, because from last checks I made in the past months, I saw that it wasn't there yet. It had issues here and there, and the people say that it wasn't working as intended. But in the last weeks, I see that it seems that the new input system of Unity works much better, and is more stable and so. So yeah, I want to add integration with it as well.
I think I've just spawned too many NPCs. I can't wait because I want to add in the vehicles. Now, you told me previously on a stream that you came on that you can pretty much add anything into this kit, and if I then click on this, I can then become the cube or so. Explain to chat what that logic is, what that feature is.
Basically, if you have played Mario Odyssey, you have seen it already. Basically, is that I took the idea from there. Basically, you can possess any object or AI from the Steam using a power ability example. So you become the object itself. But actually, in this Steam, there are no examples for that. There are a couple of demo scenes in the scenes folder where you can try that ability much better.
Oh, awesome! We'll have to try that one. Brainwash. Okay, I'm going to try brainwash.
Yeah, basically that changed the faction and the group of the AI, so it becomes a friend and obviously attacks for any other faction. You can see that they are already fighting.
They're just getting angry with each other. And how do I fly my jetpack?
Press. Actually, I had to check that because you can use it, but basically press space. But I have that button for the paraglider, so maybe it can combine that.
There you go.
Yeah, basically you can see that the paraglider. So yeah, I had to add an option for checking that, to avoid that both elements are active at the same time. But because, like I said, the paraglider is an element that I am adding for this patch update. Recently, for some reason, Breath of the Wild has taken a lot of inspiration from. I have taken a lot of inspiration from it, and I added the torch, the paraglider, the wind sounds, and even the bone for different effects like arrows that can trigger wind sounds as well.
While I'm listening to you, I'm just randomly pushing powers, and I just blew everyone up, and I feel really bad about it now. Oh my god! Oh, I feel terrible. I'm really sorry, NPCs. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to kill you all with my laser face. Oh my god. Oh my god. All right. Okay. I'm gonna get out of play mode. I feel really bad. I just wiped out all of those NPCs with Laserface. Davy Cool says, so he draws inspiration from every game that's popular and implements all the mechanics to make the ultimate game controller that allows you to make a game with all the features. Yes, exactly. And this is what I said at the beginning of the stream, that Santi has a medical problem in that he's got an addictive personality. Okay, he sees something amazing, gets distracted, puts it in. So basically the game kit controller becomes the complete controller of every game that's ever been made. But by definition, he'll never stop, because they'll keep on making games, they'll keep on making new features in a game, and he'll keep on going. That's awesome. I'm going to add that. Now, Santi, I have to say, you need to be making money, okay? You still need to pay the bills. How are you handling it when, say you, because you must have sold a lot of copies by now. I'm going to guess that you've probably sold about, I don't know, 500,000 copies of GameKit Controller so far on the asset store. If you don't have paid upgrades or modules that you're charging separately, like other assets, how are you? How do you feel like you're going to sustain your income? Are you going to be charging for modules, charging for paid upgrades, or is it still going to be loads of these free upgrades or small paid upgrades?
That's actually a very good question. And asking as well, where is the money? No, yeah, basically my philosophy is to keep things affordable, and I not sure why, but I don't like to make pay add-ons or paid upgrades or modules or similar, because I don't like too much when that is used in a bad way. Of course, it is understandable when developers do that, and it can be do well, but there are sometimes that some developers just keep adding more and more and more separately, or even taking elements from their what was the main asset and place it in separately. So yeah, basically my philosophy is to keep the price of the asset affordable, so it can be it can reach all the people that found it useful or interesting to use. Of course, for example, I have a donation link and a Patreon for the asset. So any person who considers that want to give an extra support is always welcome. Yeah, for example, for now, it's not planned to do that anything for that. I have considered it for the VR integration to make maybe a separate module for that, a separate little package about $5 or 10, because I think that is the minimum of the asset stored to put a price for an asset. But yeah, besides that, I have planned any change for how the current asset that is goes. For example, from time to time, I used to increase the price of the asset when I consider that it deserves it. So maybe before to move to 4.0, I make a little increase in the price.
Well, just hang on, let me just go back to where I was on the store. Right? It is €45. How much is that in shekels? Because I want to be completely honest with you. $50. Okay, you're selling the GameKit controller for $50. I have to say, let me ask this question in a different way. Okay, you're selling GameKit controller on the asset store for $50. Are you insane? That's maybe a different way of putting the question, because it maybe at this, because when I first started, in the first review that I did, okay, many years ago, I can appreciate the cost, the price of the asset, being lower because it was still relatively raw. It's raw features that were coming, and it was a new pack. So, even though there wasn't that much else out there, it still was relatively raw. Now, however, I have to say that you've got so much functionality in here, and chat, you're the ones who are spending the money on the asset store. Do you think $50 is the correct price for what you've seen so far? Do you feel, and because I'm going to let the chat speak, do you think $50 is too expensive, or do you think the $50 is considerably underpriced, undervalued? Okay, so let's see. No, it's too low, says Liquid Shot Games. Maybe not a fair comparison, but RPG builder and game creator costs more, and Honest have less features than GameKit controller. Well, actually, that's an honest comparison. There's a good comparison. It's a fair comparison. So other kits out there that possibly don't have as many features are charging more. Conflict Horizon says it's too low. Tark says, as a beginner Unity type user, I don't think I'd pay that. So now, if you're just starting out, exactly as Tark says, and you haven't got a game in mind, then you're learning. You're picking up the free assets. You're picking up the Unity assets that they give you, the starter kits, okay, which are free and are perfect and amazing for getting started with Unity. And you're watching the tutorials and picking up the free assets and doing stuff, which is exactly what they're there for. However, if you have a game in mind and you're making a game and you're picking up an asset, it's the money that you're paying for those assets is an investment towards making a game and getting your money back. So it's that kind of, you've got to think, am I buying something that I'm actually going to use it for something, or am I buying something just because it looks pretty and I want it? So indeed, Messi. Yeah, exactly, Tar. So if you were making a game, by the way, I'm trying to import an asset from the package manager. That's why I've got the screen off. And the new method of importing in your assets via the package manager is god awful. It's actually I can't even find the asset that I'm trying to import. It's that bad.
Yeah, not sure why Unity changed the actual asset store from Unity to the package manager.
I'll tell you why. Because they're evil. They did it. It must have been a joke. It was a sick joke that they've done. They're mocking us, Santi. They're mocking us.
I guess there is some reason behind, but is your engine and your web store. So it is something good that the actual asset store is inside the engine. So I'm not sure why they move that part out.
Well,
but like I said,
you're making money if you keep if you've kept the store embedded right into your engine. That is stickiness. It keeps people locked into your asset store, giving you more money. Oh, I need a new asset in my game that I'm making currently. I'm inside the engine. I'll just go to the asset store inside the engine. I'll buy it and I'll download it while I'm inside the blinking engine. No, let's force them to open up their browser, go outside, download it, and then come back to Unity and sacrifice a chicken and offer the sacrifice to the gods in the hopes that maybe if they open the package manager and they start typing into search, they might just find the asset that they're after.
Yeah, like I said, there must be some reason for it, but sometimes it's hard to.
No, Santi, you're being too kind. You're being too kind. You can't sit there and think there has to be some logic to what they're doing. There's rarely much logic to the decisions that Unity make with what they do. As much as we love them and we keep using the stuff, we need to accept the fact they pretty much don't have a clue what they're doing when they're doing stuff. They just do things and hope it works out for the best, or ignore all the complaints and hope it goes away. So there you go. I don't like the new package manager either. The only reason I see is that they couldn't get videos working on the embedded store. So video's not working, let's remove it completely. Exactly. It's really annoying that every 2 seconds they update the engine. Oh, yeah. I love where it's going. The ability to manage dependencies will be killer. I agree. It's not there yet, and that's the thing. You could still have the package manager and have the asset store page inside the same thing. Because in 2019 you can have both. You could use the package manager, or you could just go and in the embedded store and use that. Why not keep both in there? Why not keep both? Just do both. Just have both. You go. We can't have pretty things. Our kinematics says no. We can't have pretty things. We can't have pretty things anymore. So I'm importing in a character, okay, and let me try and show this to people at home. I've got to kick open the Discord and grab a link, by the way. I have to say, this second cup of herbal tea that I'm drinking now, okay, my second cup of herbal tea, everyone, is really helping to settle my tummy. The first cup of herbal tea that I had was just, I'm going to describe it as, like a wake up, like a bit of a settler, like a hey, we're gonna try and sort your stomach out. We're gonna try and sort your stomach out. Don't worry about it. Things will be fine. So that was the first cup of herbal tea. It didn't really do what it was supposed to. I was still feeling a bit squiggly. 2 readies later, I'm still, it's doing a alright job. Now, second cup of herbal tea, I'm starting to feel good. I have to say, I'm liking it. So I'm playing about with Maxim Bugramov's Dwarf Pack.
The third cup will be the classic I am going to live forever. Is right?
I'm drinking tea and I'm hoping that you're not going to make me spit my tea out everywhere when you make me laugh. Right. Not to mention, there's a little error when the package manager fails to connect in the server and I can't see use Unity. Oh, I just had that. I had that while I was trying to do this. All right, so nearly Santi making me spit my tea out. So this is going to be because Maxim Bugramov makes his stuff for Unreal Engine as well. They all come in as generic, so I'll convert him in as humanoid. We won't use any of the animations that come with it. We'll use all of your game kit controller stuff. Okay. And see, because what I like is that he's got this hammer. So I'm gonna convert this hammer into a weapon using GameKit controller, and we're gonna convert this guy as well. What do you reckon, Santi?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Should we go for it? It's falling down. Saying that, are we going to go for it? I'm still waiting for Unity. Oh my god, only now it brought up the window to import in the things. Oh my gosh. Oh my word. Do you know, it's a difficult relationship that we're having with Unity sometimes, isn't it? Like you really want to make a game, and sometimes they're like, I want to make a game. I'm going to open up Unity. Open up Unity 2019. 3 seconds later, it's opened up. I'm going to put an asset in. 5 seconds later, you've got an asset in. Brilliant. Away I go. 2020 or 2021, I'm going to make a game in Unity. Okay, start. Go downstairs. Make a cup of tea. Put the toast on. Okay, put the butter on your toast. Put jam on your toast. Maybe drink your cup of tea and eat your toast. Go for a wee in the toilet. Wash your hands. Sing 2 happy birthdays while you wash your hands. Come out, sit down at your computer, and only 5% has gone, and you're still waiting to get ready in Unity. That's what it feels like now. When you're making GameKit controller, do you sit and think about all of the different versions of Unity, or do you keep your eyes blind to it? Do you go like it's going to be 2018 and forget everyone else?
No, I have tried many versions of Unity from 2017 to the recent 21, and the asset. The good part is that the asset hasn't any dependency or special feature or element from a certain version of Unity, so it works without problem in any of them. It's one of the good things of the asset. There are a few assets that have some dependency or a certain feature and it gets completely broken when
Yes.
you import it to another version of Unity, which is always a pain of the ass for both the developer and the user, because there are 1 million versions of Unity.
It's
But in my case, is something that fortunately is going smooth for now.
Are you
At
able
least.
to do a course? Are you able to do a training course or like a tutorial series where you teach people how to make assets that don't break in different versions of Unity? Is this a skill you can teach to others? How have you managed this?
No, like I said, there is nothing special in the asset that use a certain feature or similar. That Unity, what used to do from version to version is maybe change the name of a certain function, or maybe the way some internal element is used. But fortunately, in my case, it's just maybe from time to time you change the way that the name of the function from one of the library from Unity is used. Stuff like the management of prefabs, of how they are created. But besides that, there is, in my case, there is no much else. I have seen asset that, for example, using Cinemachine or TextMex Pro as part of the asset, sometimes that has problems because the dependency is inside, and it's a very big pain in the ass to manage that properly.
You can't say
So,
you can't say that word. You have to say pain in the bum bum.
oh yeah, you lost your channel.
I know.
Sorry.
I've lost my sponsors now. I'm sponsored by Coca-Cola. I'm not really chat. I'm not really sponsored by Coca. I wish. I think the key is not to use any of the package Unity has, like Cinemachine, input system, stuff like that. Exactly. That's exactly what Santi was just saying. And that's where a lot of the strength comes in. Giant Fireman says, GameKit controller teaches me things about Unity every day as I learn new features. It has taught me so much game design technique and strategy. Wow. So GameKit controller is not just here to help you make your game. It's here to teach you about game development as well. It must feel great to hear comments like that, Santi, from people.
Yeah, thank you very much, Fireman. I know who you are from your name. Oh, I guess so. It's hard to remember our people without an actual face. But yeah, I am very happy to hear that. Is one of the good things of this type of work, where you almost each day know more and more people that likes to make video games and share that passion. And you can notice that passion when you talk to them or you explain some element or similar.
I'm sticking a massive plane down. Okay, huge one. It's so big.
Classic.
I'm gonna put down. There you go. Massive stretched wood texture down here to make it. Look how beautiful that is. Actually, you know what? Should we do the? Hang on, let's find. Oh, that's lovely. Look at that. Look how lovely that looks out there. And as we go down to here, still looks beautiful, wonderful. I love it. Okay.
Yeah.
So.
True.
Oh, you know what? I'll make it a little bit smaller so that it still looks like we're. It feels like we're a boa. We're a small little person on a floorboard in a house. There we are. That's what we're doing. So now I've got my empty scene. I'm gonna go and find in my dwarf. Okay, we got our dwarfs that we've got over here. Oh my gosh. Who's this one? He is so small. He's so small and cute. Look, he's on the floorboards. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna be this guy. Look at him. Look at him. Grrr. Beautiful. Okay.
That's a very good very nice model.
It is.
And
It's beautiful.
It seems that it has a kind of ragdoll configuration, maybe.
Well, let me change the. Okay, there we go. That's better. Here he is. So this guy's made of a generic. He's a pirate dwarf. This is the smelter. This is the guy who's making your weapons. So he's got a forge. What the heck is that? That's his. That's like a little potion. Forceps. Oh, because they're so. Oh, it's miles away from him. Okay, here we go. Look how small. Oh, you could have pull someone's teeth out with that. Yeah, you could pull people's teeth out with that. It's disgusting. All right. There's this guy. You tell me which one that you wanted doing. I'll let you choose. This guy. Or this guy's got a shield and a spear. Nice. What's his shield look like? Look at that. Oh my word. Oh my word. Look at that. That is lovely. That is.
That looks very nice.
Then you've got the Dwarf King. I'm the Dwarf King. Toss me. He's got a throne.
It seems like the fixed character is getting more and more levels.
He started off like here.
It's the progression.
Oh my word.
Until you become the king.
I'm loving that armor. Look at that. That is lovely.
Yeah, a new Lord of the Rings game could learn a couple of things from this.
Wow. And this guy's got a crossbow. Who's it? Let's put this guy. All right, we're gonna move him over here. Crossbow. Oh, there's just one with the crossbow. On the dwarf in. Oh, look at that weapon! Oh my word! That. Oh my gosh! Look at that! Look. Oh, look at that! Wow.
He remembers to Sad Diversity channel where he talked about this kind of weapons like claws from Wolverine. It's less. I think he said it's less effective than an actual sword or having the grip in your hand rather than in your upper.
Hang on. You were watching a video on how to make Wolverine claws while at university. Is that?
No, the channel of Sad Diversity.
Oh.
Sad Diversity. My accent again.
I was going.
Yeah.
You learned how to make Wolverine claws while you were at university. I want to go to that university. I want to make Wolverine claws. Obviously, don't make Wolverine claws at home. That's not safe to do. Don't do that. Do not do that. Okay. Right. Which one did you choose then, Santi, out of all of these dwarfs?
Whatever you prefer. The second one looks nice.
This one or this one?
That one, for example.
This one here, with the massive gold head on his crotch. Okay, we're gonna go with Gold Head Crotch Man. That's his name.
Protection where is important in the head.
Exactly. Who cares about helmets as long as you're protected where it counts. And we'll make this. And I can remove. Oh, hang on. I need to open up this prefab.
you can break the prefab
Yeah.
instead of
So there we go. Get rid of
mapping
that.
it.
There you go. And we need to now, because does it have to be a humanoid rig to work with GameKit?
Yes, it checks for different bugs in the skeleton.
All right.
So yeah, but better activate the support of generic models will arrive very soon. So you
Really?
can use
Wow.
yeah. So you will be able to use anything from animals to monsters to robots, anything that is not humanoid kind of type, and that part will also allow to write those same characters like animals, horses, wolves, etc. Basically anything that moves with animations instead of kind of vehicle physics.
Oh, cool. So in the past, what I would do is I would have a character go over to the horse, mount the horse, and as soon as I've mounted the horse, I would turn off the controller, and I would revert to the animal controller for Malbus, for example. So I wouldn't have to do that anymore. So that's what you're saying.
Well, yes. Well, what I mean is that inside Gaking controller, there will be examples as well from animals to ride. Basically, using the vehicle system, but instead of moving with wheels or flying, it will be driven by the animation of the object itself, like a horse, a wolf, dog, etc. So you will be able to ride anything. And yeah, and it's an integration with horse animation, horse anim pro is planned as well.
I am very excited at this point, dude. Incredibly excited. By the way, Horse Anim Pro uses humanoid rigs for his animals. Malbus told us once when he came on that he actually he's all right. No, not say humanoid. It's all of his animals are bipeds in that their back legs are back legs and their front legs are arms, which was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess he does that to being able to reuse animation between all his horse models, maybe.
Well, all of his animals, because he's got that. It's a generic animal controller. Mav G21 says, "I am beyond blown away by this." You're going to get blown away even more. Right? Let's stop tickling each other's fancy and start making something. Right. So I've got my. I'm going to hide all of these now. We've got our dwarf, Bedvar. Here he is. Do I need to make him into a prefab now?
No, you can select it from there directly.
Okay, and I am gonna guess that. And if I go to open up my monitor, so everyone can see.
One thing before, I think that the model has some colliders or maybe a ragdoll configured inside in the skeleton, because I'm not sure if I see colliders in the gizmo of the
Does look
thing.
like he's got some hiding somewhere. Where do you think you? Where are you? You on his legs, thighs, capsule collider on a thigh. So I need to get rid of all of these capsule colliders, yeah?
Yes, because LCA will collide with the main capsule of the character itself. Once it's created, and it will just do weird stuff.
Okay, let's see if we've got any more.
Maybe check the spine of or the pelvis, where maybe there are boxes instead.
Looks like he's okay now. All right, he's good.
Yeah, it should be good.
Okay, Bedvar's ready. So, Maxim Orcs RPG are rigged pretty bad. I hadn't had any problems with his other ones, to be honest. I haven't done anything crazy with them. Add, which we got, create new character. So, player type, player. Okay, he's a player. Drag in my game object. Drag in my game object.
Yeah, basically drop it from the hierarchy.
Okay, how tall? So
That is just to allow to adjust the height of the wizard.
So what do you reckon? What do you reckon this dwarf would be then?
Excuse me?
How high should we? Oh, just the window. Just so it doesn't actually do anything. It's just the window.
No, it's just for the window. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I was gonna say because window height. So it's just making my window bigger. Okay, good. Preview height. Is that making me? Oh, okay, it's small. So my window can go bigger, but my preview can't go bigger than that. I'm not too sure how good, how wonderful that feature that is.
It was made to avoid to make the wizard too small or similar. For example, when you select the instantate character prefab, that allows to use the list of options that I mentioned, and like it's a large list. You can make the wizard bigger in order to see the list better.
Okay, this is going to freeze about 6 hours. We've just seen that. I think Messi made a conversion video for the orcs to make them humanoid. That simplifies things big. I did. It's over on YouTube, and also converted the animations so that they're humanoid animations. And in doing so, I honestly didn't see anything too weird. But then again, I didn't do like a full attacking, running around, arms going behind people's backs and stuff. So, yeah, make them over into humanoid. So now I click create character, or what did?
No, if you press one, you can see the list of options in that button. Do you see the new button?
Oh, here we go. Yeah, I see that now. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, basically you have the main elements there, and it is not a hard-coded list of options. It's a kind of template system with scriptable objects, so it allows to basically select what you prefer.
Wow.
You can of course customize the character here or later in each respective system.
Once again, wow. There's a lot of reading and a lot of tick boxes to be doing at this point.
You can actually I am going to configure a few different templates.
Oh, nice.
So you can select from full elements, simple character control. I think I configured some of them, but not sure if they were added for the recent release or for the upcoming patch.
All right, so
you can press create player.
I'm going to click create player, yeah, because I'm not going to sit here and read all of this because that just scared me. Haisham's back. Hi, Haisham. The menu is really great. I want to customize my big wheel, by the way. Okay, so now I've got player and game movement.
Yeah, you can select the gizmos option in the Unity editor in order to reduce those icons.
No, I want to embrace. I want to embrace all these icons. Oh my word! Look at them. Okay, so now if.
Yeah, better that.
Okay.
You can reduce the icon size in the gizmo option.
He's got a load of guns on his back.
Yeah, by default they are added, but of course you can remove them, or you can disable the initial list of inventory, so the player start without any weapons.
Why? I was going to say why. What is this over here? Where is the guy? And there's something.
Yeah, that is because Unity works like that. That is you see center global in the top part of Unity. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Center global.
Yeah.
because when you create the player,
Oh, you've created everything around him. He's got the UI. Here you got the HUD. And why is there a load of flames on the floor?
yeah, that is just the 5 particulars of some abilities and the state for the damage type of the fire. But the particulars are not played in Awake.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's just a preview of the dot.
I see. The other annoying thing about Unity is if you've got hang on, where's my player? Where's my listener for all my gizmos on? There you go. So
inside character is the main player itself.
Those, you'd have all of that when you do F, it kicks you out to that. So
no, that is because what I said, Unity takes the center of all the objects and childs inside an object and calculates the center point on that.
If you've got a listener on there as well that's even bigger that you can't see, it will take that into account as well. So if that is basically saying that the radius of that's going to be here, then it will even take that.
That radius is not important. In the hierarchy, press character and open that object.
Here he is. Wow, there's a lot of stuff in this guy.
No, open there and select now player controller and press F. That will center or should center the camera.
Here he is. Let me turn off my gizmos again. Hello, little man. Here he is. I got to move this guy out of his way. Okay. I want to add. I'm going all in. Dude. Who doesn't like a flamethrower? Exactly. Who doesn't like a flamethrower? I'm going to make this shield so he can use it. How do I make this shield usable now?
I can't remember if go to the same option that before, game kit controller.
Yep.
Top part.
New weapon.
And yes, and you can select the weapon.
Create new melee weapon.
There are a few templates there, and if I remember properly, the shields should be there as well in the list.
Object types. Shields without melee weapon.
Yes, select that.
And I'm going to drag in my shield into here. I'm just going to should I click add weapon to inventory? Yeah.
Yes.
Do I have an icon? Let's find an icon.
Yeah, you can select, press select there an icon. You can select any that you prefer. It can be changed later.
There's a shield one. There you go. And create object. Dun dun dun. Okay. New weapon to grab physically with melee attacks. Okay. There it is. There's my.
And the same will be for the rest of weapons. Maybe you need to adjust the mesh inside, but is always the same.
So these are the position points that I need to stick.
Yes, you can directly press the mesh in the stream window to go directly to the mesh itself.
So this is.
See, yes, the main.
There he is.
The main mesh should be.
Here he is.
Better said, the self clone.
Okay.
But like I said, that can be tested in game directly to see if the position of the shield is properly.
Oh.
So yeah, besides that, there is not much more to configure. At least with the shield.
Gonna say that's pretty. I was pretty good. There we go. Gonna say that's pretty. I'm pretty awesome. That's pretty good. Okay, so now I've got myself my shield. So I wanna do the same with my big trusty hammer. Okay.
Yeah, the same goes. What I recommend is to use a similar weapon to the one that you want to create. So maybe the axe is the better example of this kind of weapon,
Okay.
or the example animations and combat.
So, powerful axe, yeah?
Yeah,
Powerful
that should be fine.
axe. And throw in his hammer.
No, the fish axe example is better.
Ah, okay.
That one, yeah.
This one, the double axe, one hand to grab that one, yeah?
Yeah, that one or the main axe. What you prefer from those two?
I'm gonna go with this double axe, one hand. Let's see that one. Add to the inventory. Let's.
One thing, I'm not sure if you previously put a name on the previous weapon. Well, better say the shield.
Ah, I didn't put a name on the other one. No, I didn't. I'm gonna call this one bed.
Yeah.
Vase hammer. Okay. Can I now fix that I didn't put a name on the other one?
Nah, don't worry. It's a unique name, like new weapon. It should be good.
Yeah, but if
it can be renamed.
How do I rename it? Do I have to go to this manager's inventory manager?
No. Let's forget about that. You can do that later. It shouldn't be a problem now, because you will need to rename the inventory info and the weapon itself.
Okay.
No need to check that right now.
Right, hand right left position. Okay, that's terrible. So let's click on my.
No, don't worry.
Where's the? I've accidentally clicked his crotch. I've accidentally clicked his crotch. Okay, so where's?
Don't bother in doing that now. It is better to grab the actual weapon and see how fits in his hand.
Where is it? Oh, here it is. I was grabbing the wrong one. So here's the weapon. I'm pretty sure it's gonna.
Yeah, it should be close to the pivot position.
So let's see. Let's click play. Let's see what happens.
Oh, one good thing from the recent versions of Unity is that the enter player mode option allows to start the game much faster. And yes, the main camera that is by default in each new stream. You can remove that. Yeah, it is something that from time to time some user happens that, which is totally understandable when you start with Unity or just forget, as it happens to me as well.
I'm good. It's going on. Okay, here we go. That's better. Now, I love that he's looking at it. He's going, "What's this then? It's my magic hammer. It floats in front of me. I have my floating magic hammer. Be scared."
It probably needs an adjustment.
Okay. I want to pick up my shield. Oh no, it's dropped through to the ground because when I repositioned it, I didn't position the collider.
A matter of to adjust the collider.
Oh, my poor beautiful shield. My poor beautiful shield. Okay. Where does the collider live?
So, you have the gizmos disabled. What you can do is re-enable and reduce the size of the icons.
No, we don't want crazy things like that. We're just gonna go like this, dude.
No, don't do that. What I will do is adjust the position of the mesh instead, because you will need to. Because what you will need later is adjust the mesh again, because probably the position of the mesh or the shield won't fit in the arm or the player.
Santi, I'm gonna have to remake this shield completely. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, it's for the purpose or that to show that it can be done properly. But go ahead.
Let's do the hammer properly. All right. So, his hand positions would all the way down here. Okay.
No. Just You have them. No. You have select just the mesh inside the mesh.
Okay. There's my clone, my hammer clone.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Lower its position to the ground. So the pivot position of the mesh match with the main a little more. I will say. I will say approximately that should be good. You can select the main object of the weapon itself to see where the pivot is now.
Okay.
Maybe a little higher. Oh no, I will say right there. Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna
Yes.
click play. Dun dun dun. This is exciting. I'm gonna grab my big trusty hammer. Okay. Grab your big trusty hammer. Grab it. Okay. Oh. What? I've got red eyes. What's that about?
Yes, that is inspired by Sekiro. It's an attack which can be blocked. So when you do that, if you hit an enemy, even if the enemy is blocking with the shield of the or the melee weapon, the attack can be blocked.
No, I want to take my big. I don't want to take that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because there's actually the melee weapons object. If you drop the inventory objects, it can be picked all together.
How do I have my shield in one hand and my
Yeah, basically you can press 8. The character should draw the
Yeah.
shield as well.
No, he's doing one at a time.
I think
And why? Even though we changed the pivot points before, they've all come back. It's come.
Yeah, that is because I say that what you need to adjust is the position of the mesh, not the rest of objects around.
No, well, we did that for the hammer. We changed the position of the mesh of the hammer. When I picked it up originally, it was in his hand, and now as I've put it down and picked it up again, it's moved. What did I break? What did I break? That is weird. So if I drop it, look, when I dropped it, and I pick it up again, take. I didn't apply the changes, and now it's doing it from the prefab rather than what was in the scene.
Yes, I think that is the cause, because when you adjust the elements inside, you need to that the object, so the prefab as well has that configured.
There you go. But it's not a prefab. It's just so. Is there a prefab now in my project, or do I need to make this as a new prefab now?
It should. I think you need to drop that into the prefab folder. Yes.
Right. So
you can drop it. You can drop it in the folder of where the weapons are stored. So you can select later in the option of templates, or you can drop it anywhere.
cool. I'll do that. I'll do that in the future.
And in order to grab both objects at the same time, you can drop the inventory objects instead. So instead of the melee weapons itself, you can drop the weapon pickups, the inventory weapons pickups.
Oh, how do I do that?
Go to the Genki controller folder. In project.
This folder?
Yes. Prefabs.
Prefabs?
Inventory.
Inventory. Objects to use inventory.
No, usable.
Usable inventory, and then
Melee weapons. It should be there both the shield and the
okay.
hammer.
Oh, hang on. You've got melee shields as a separate thing. Melee shields, and then melee weapons. Bedvar's hammer's there. Bedvar's hammer's there. Okay, it's Bedvar's hammer. I'm gonna delete this. Delete you. Oh, I go away. And my new weapon, which was my shield. Lightsaber. Lightsaber. Okay, that's going in as well.
Yes, that by default slice of the character, but you will need to drop some EI there.
Okay, so I'm gonna delete you, and now click play. Let's see what craziness happens. Dun dun dun. Big black screen. Okay. First things first, let's pick up the lightsaber. Take this lightsaber.
Yeah, basically this weapon has all the attack has an option to activate the slash. The same slash that you said before manually, you can activate it directly in the attack, so you can make each attack to a slice.
I'm the king now.
The same models won't do anything.
Oh, why is it? Okay, it's not sitting comfortably in his hand.
Yeah, that is because each model has a different skeleton with different bones positions and rotation. Give me a moment. We can see a very short video about a new tool that I have added for the adjustment of that, which is very simple.
You want to share your screen with me, or are you going to push it into the chat, into the Discord?
I will. I send you the link in the Discord of the video.
Wee! They're all dead. I'm the king now. I'm the king. I have no colliders on this throne. That's sad. There's no colliders on the throne.
You could actually sit there as well.
Yes, we're gonna have to do that. We'll have to do that. I want to sit on the throne. Right, let me click. What did you send me?
Yeah, basically the tools I mentioned for you can see how it works, so you can adjust that if you want now.
Hang on.
Basically, it's a video that shows the adjustment tool for the melee weapons, so you can adjust the melee weapon very quickly in any model. You can see how it starts with the default position. I think this video is short. It's just. Yeah, well, it's about 3 minutes, but you can move parts if you want. But yeah, basically it's using scriptable objects as a tool. It allows to adjust the melee weapon very quickly.
Can't I just use you instead of this video? Because I'm lazy.
Yeah, you can use this video to show the process. This will be available in the new patch updated. So basically, you adjust the weapon as you prefer, and then with a couple of buttons, you can copy and paste the positions directly without need to look in the hierarchy or similar. Basically, this shows the info stored in an scriptable object.
Oh, we all love scriptable objects. Scriptable objects are beautiful.
Yeah, I have planned to add much more for all the current system. And you can see here also the adjustment for the weapon when it's hosted in the weapon in the player body. So it can be put in the back, for example, or in the hip, or in the thigh.
Oh, lovely. this is what we want for Bedvar and his magical hammer. Alright, I can't have both these windows open up at the same time though. So, hang on. Let me get out of full screen mode and back inside Unity. So what we need to do is I put that on.
Basically, you hit play, but what I would recommend is first adjust the position of the hammer mesh, because I think that the melee weapon object had the hammer mesh. No, but if you remember, this is the inventory object. You need to drop again or you can edit the prefab of the melee weapon.
Ah, okay. So how do I find the real one?
You can use the search tool, for example.
Oh, what, in here or just?
No. Because this is the inventory object itself. You can use the search tool on project window. Basically,
is there not a link from here to the actual?
They are separated objects. So that avoids the dependencies between one of the and the other.
So I've got Bedvar's hammer. That's got to be the one.
Yes.
So, wow, look, there you go. There he is. Floating about like a crazy person. So, open up this prefab. Find our mesh. Wow. What is nuts?
No, select directly the mesh inside. No, that one.
This one, yeah. Just wondering, well, it's so much stuff that's up here, high up, than that's down the bottom.
Yeah, there are basically transformed objects as reference to different components.
Yanni says, I thought I would like in-context prefabs. I really think I don't. Lots of distractions. Yeah.
Yeah, I will reduce the number of objects inside.
So if I've
select the main object.
Bedvar's hammer. Where's
the main object is there.
Yeah. There's the pivot.
Yeah, I would say that more or less that should be good.
So here's my hammer, and here's the
maybe a little lower.
About here. Okay.
Yeah, about that should be good.
Save. Okay. It's a lot. Is it a lot smaller than?
Yeah, probably the scale of you can adjust the scale of the mesh of the weapon as well if you want.
So it feels very.
Yeah, probably that is probably maybe the original prefab of the hammer maybe was scaled down or similar.
So if I go 1.5, 1.5, 1.5, too much.
No. That object don't scale that object.
Okay.
The mesh itself.
Oh, just scale up the mesh.
No, but inside the prefab, yes, inside the same mesh that you move, that is the object to scale.
Okay, so don't have to worry about making everything else bigger. Just that one. Okay. Cool. Here he is. That'll do. It's still a bit small, but it'll do. Okay, now gonna remove him from there. So when I pick him up, 20 minutes for the little window that's floating about on the screen, and pick up his lovely big hammer. Okay, now This
Yeah,
is a lovely
at
view.
least that is correct place.
Right, so
In the mess, I mean,
so now
not the hand.
so now I need to pause it, yeah?
Yes, you can disable the maximize on play with option.
All right. Yep.
Okay, go to the player.
There he is. He refuses to look
Yes,
at me.
I mean in the hierarchy. Okay, collapse that you don't in the hierarchy. No, you don't need.
This one here.
Okay,
Yeah?
open that. Open that.
Yeah.
Collapse player controller. No, and the main object.
Which one do you want me to
The
open
main
up?
there. And other system there.
Other player systems experience stamina oxygen. That one.
Yeah,
Okay.
open that. And go to melee combat system.
To melee combat system. Where are you hiding?
At the beginning. No.
There
At
it
the
is. There it is.
almost at the beginning.
Hang on, let me put my glasses on. Sandy, you forget how
There.
old I am. I'm about 92, dude.
Okay,
Right.
go to the top, to the bottom part of the inspector.
Grabbed weapons custom reference thing. Alright, so I'm down here.
In the inspector.
So you want me to go?
To the end. You can collapse the first couple of.
Oh
components.
my god! Look how big this inspector is.
No. There are a few components there.
That's big. That is big. All right, going all the way down to so I've got now. This is melee weapons grabbed manager. Is that the one that I want to be playing with?
No.
The one above.
The bottom.
Right down the bottom.
No, at the bottom. I would recommend to collapse that in order to avoid to drop again another moment.
Boom. Melee weapon transform info system script. Is that the one?
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you can press the resolution in the stream. In my case, it's not much good, so I can see properly.
What are you watching the Discord, or are you watching the stream?
No, I'm watching the stream.
Watch the Discord because I'm sharing with you on Discord, Sansi.
Yeah.
If you look at the Discord video, I'm sure you'll get it in real time. So don't worry about that. Ignore the stream. Ignore the Twitch channel. Go onto Discord. I'm sharing my camera to you, my monitor to you.
Okay, basically you can press the last button, select current weapon.
There you go. So here it is.
So you can adjust the rotation and position of it.
All right. So
as you prefer in the hand.
There you go. Oh. Wow, stick it in. I need to make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah, you can adjust the model, the mesh later.
Oh, hang on. I've got
If you press Control Zeta, you can return to the selected object.
Oh, hang on. Control what? Control
Zeta. Not sure if it's the correct pronunciation. The last
in the alphabet.
The last letter.
Yeah. I'm doing it. It's not doing anything. Oh no. Hang on. Oh, hang
again.
On. Here you go. Now I'm
press
back.
Again.
Yeah. I'm back. Yeah.
It is a good thing of the editor. If you press that button, you go to the previews object selected. In case that no setting was changed.
Okay. Right. Again, I need to make it bigger, but it will do. It will do for this.
Yeah, for this test is good enough. Okay, so once you
I'm happy
want
with
the
that.
position that you need, return to the same object that to the melee combat system, to the tool that we are using. Basically, collapse again the player.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
There. So copy position values, the first button.
Copy transform values. This one, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You press that,
Yeah.
and then you can stop the game and press past the transform values.
He wants it in his hand and he wants to make it bigger. He does. Puts the lotion in the basket. Okay, so now, how does it know that I've pasted it into here?
Because the system knows. Basically, it stores the last weapon selected and puts that info into that referent information of that weapon.
Really?
Yeah, basically it does that.
So if I push play now, it will be correct.
It should. Let's
I
hope.
don't believe you. That's crazy.
If the test went done correctly and everything goes well, let's pray.
All right. Take your hammer. Oh my god! It's in his hand.
It's properly known, right? Yeah, basically you can adjust. You can make.
How do I change it so he's got a closed fist? Sorry, Zan. I want him to have a closed fist as he's got it in his hand because his hand's open at the moment.
I think that I configure an option the hands. Let me check a moment to put a different a grip animation of just the hand. Let me check in my side. I need.
Wee! Dancing. They're dancing. Exactly, Sanya. He's already thought of this. I don't have to play with bones myself.
Okay. Let's see if this works. Stop the game.
I shall stop you. It is stopped.
Okay. You need to go to the weapon prefab, not the inventory object, the one that the weapon object
Here it is.
the prefab. The same where you change the scale.
Correct.
Yeah.
This is the one.
Oh, okay. Go to grave.
Object settings.
No, to the top part of the
Okay.
inspector. Okay. A little down. You can collapse, transform, rigid body, and that. Okay. Graph physical object system. There. Go. Move down.
Yep.
Yes. More. Okay. More. There. Hand settings. Use animation. No. You a little up.
I told you to stop looking at the Twitch stream, Sensei. If you're looking at the Discord, you're looking at me in real time. I'm sharing my bandwidth with you. Is this the same GameKit controller? Yes, this is the same GameKit controller. We are using GameKit controller. Santi hasn't come on to show us somebody else's asset. He is showing us the GameKit controller, Sanyo. I like GameKit controller. Brat Poms says, after a short period of familiarization, the first successes can be seen. Videos from are very helpful too. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're just like playing with this in the first few minutes, and we've already got a weapon in his hand. Okay, so now, is that it? Is that all I needed to do? Or do I need to change this hand ID stuff?
Okay, basically, this option allows to change this hand ID in order to activate an animation from the animator. There is a layer for each hand separately, so you can put a grip animation on the character.
So,
Not sure if I explained it properly. So basically, I think a grip animation is put two, for example.
but two.
Yes.
Okay.
Just the left hand. O sea, I mean the right hand.
Yep.
And if I remember properly, this option is already made properly, so it should change the animation of the hand.
Sanyo says you could sell some of the tools separately. This is what I've been saying to him, but he doesn't want to do it. He doesn't like money. He doesn't. He doesn't want to be rich. So
Money doesn't buy happiness, or they say so.
all right. So his fist isn't closed. He ignored us.
Not sure if I am not sure if I try in this option.
Hang on, let me
is
pause
one
it.
that is in process.
If I select his hammer, just to make sure that Bedvar's hammer has it copied. Oh yeah, it says 2. Use animation grappling 2. Okay, so it had them over. Maybe I use 1.
I will check that. Maybe I think that I haven't tried it before. This option in this component, and it's a recent addition. So I will check that. But basically, that will change that will put a grip animation on the hand. That is configured. If you go to the animator, you can see. Well, it's not much visible, but it's there.
So where does?
But no need to go there.
Okay, no. We'll get distracted. All right, so literally that's all it needed for me to add. Okay, I want to make a new shield. I'm going to make a new shield. I'm going to make the shield again. The first one was a failure, so I'm going to go game kit controller, new weapon, create new melee weapon, dock that over here so we can see this, and I'm going to make myself a new shield. Okay, so shield. Here's my shield. I'm going to unpack this. Drag in my shield object. I'm going to call this Bedvar's shield because Bedvar is awesome.
That should be good.
Okay. Change this to be
for let me check.
Shield without melee weapon.
Yeah. Because basically the shields can be also carried without an actual melee weapon, similar to Dark Souls or other games. So you can just protect yourself with the shield, but without anything else.
Okay. Create objects.
And the option to add to the inventory. You can select anything there.
Shield. Okay. Create object. Bum, bum, bum. Right. So now he's got Bedvar's shield. Here it is. And if I just drag in his inventory, we're going to click play and see how bad does it look. Come on, Bedvar, you can do it. I want it to be in his left hand, obviously, so that his weapon is going to be in his right hand.
If I remember properly, it's configured to be carried.
Bedvar.
No, that the inventory is there. That one.
I think it's on his right hand. Yeah.
That is strange. Not sure why. Not sure what. He's not even using the animation for the. Well, I think this doesn't activate another 3 animation, but yeah, not sure what is happening here. because it seems that it's in the right hand rather
Yeah,
than the.
he's treating it like it's like a weapon.
Yeah, I
Right.
think that maybe I think I need to check the weapon creator for the shields. Maybe there is not something that is not taken into account, but you can actually drop a shield sample, so you can see how that looks.
Yeah, let's
But
drop a
yeah,
four.
the creator maybe is just that it needs to check some element of the creation of the shields.
You're welcome, buddy. That's what I'm here for. This is my
Well,
job.
another thing that we can do is basically take one of the shields examples, and that is
I
his
was
model.
gonna do that. I was thinking that. I'm just gonna go and swap out the mesh of one of your ones with Bedvar's shield.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, let's throw that in. Okay.
No, but I think this is just the mess.
Yeah. So I was just putting this into. Okay. So there's Bedvar's shield. All right. So I need
No,
to find the
but
original.
I mean that this is not the melee object itself. Let me check.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay. It's just the. Oh, hang on, delete that. Where's the shield then?
Yeah,
Shield.
you can return to the
I want
to
you.
the to the prefabs of gaming controller.
Select. Why can't I? Okay. If I get out of here. Boom.
No,
Here it is.
that is the inventory.
Usable.
No,
So,
that is the inventory object.
so I want to go to.
No.
Melee.
Close inventory. Close inventory.
Yeah, but where's melee? Weapons?
No. Go down. Objects to grab physically.
Objects to grab physically.
Yeah.
Your naming convention in your folders. I mean, it does exactly what it says on the tin.
I should change that. It's not the best name.
Objects to grab physically makes perfect sense to me once you say it. Adam, no, because clean up your scene, please. No, I refuse to clean up my scene. Okay, melee weapons, melee shields, regular. Okay, you know what? What's the wood shield look like? Oh, that looks lovely. Let's throw in a regular. Okay, there's the regular. So, where's my transform? Where are you? They're in the flaming pits of hell. Okay, so mesh. Dun dun dun.
No, but I think that you haven't selected the shield that is the object itself.
Have we? I thought bag of balls. We did it again.
Go back to
melee objects to grab physically. Melee shield.
It's not there. Let me check one moment in my side.
We got a shield without a melee weapon in the other folder. Is it not there?
So shields.
Regular objects. We are in your beta version. Maybe it's not in the beta and it's in the proper one. I am in the beta one. Maybe you didn't put it in there. Everyone at home, we're playing with the beta version, by the way. So we're going to have bugs. So look, these are all the scripts that we would have been there.
Maybe when I drop it into the folder, it falls in another one.
Never. We can live without a shield.
Yeah. Having a hammer.
Having a hammer is good enough. Yeah. I will sacrifice not having a shield because we're in the beta. I will allow it. I will make concessions for you. We are in the beta version after all. How long does it normally take you to push out a new version, like if you had an idea, I want to have a feature, blah blah blah. What is your normal process?
For the new update,
Yeah.
well, basically, I have a big document for the planet content of the asset. And basically, I take the elements that maybe have some priority from previous updates, or elements that make sense that arrive after others have been added. For example, the mirror seals were added once that the main mirror system is done. So basically, I try to take the new elements that make sense that arrive after another. So basically, to like you build a house, so you extend for the basement, then the walls. So yeah, I used to follow that philosophy.
So
And
building a strong foundation, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, basically, like I said, the last updates have been more focused in extend and improve rather than just add stuff for the sake of the stuff. And each update, I try to adjust to about 2 months, maybe a couple of an extra month of time between one update and the other. Right now, for example, I am about a month for the current patch update, and I am about to finish it just a few more days. So yeah, there are updates that have taken maybe half a year or so, because basically what I was doing there is improve the main core or the main structure of the asset. So I wanted to make sure that that part was good enough before moving to anything else.
Now, where's Bedvar? Bedvar. Where is the actual man that we made? Does he not get saved? Do I need to put him in a folder myself?
Which element?
The actual man himself. This guy, Bedvar. So okay, I'm gonna drag him in.
Your new player.
Yeah, my new player, Bedvar.
You can drop it where you prefer.
Okay. Oh my god, it's doing the hold on, busy for 10 seconds. Busy for 11 seconds. Oh my god. Okay, that's done. Let's go back inside this demo scene. Do not save this one. Chaz, please don't make Santi nervous. He's amazing at solving issues by chat. Don't forget to drink your coffee, Santi.
Yeah, who say that?
Catch Manny says don't make you nervous, and Bratbox Pom says to drink your coffee.
It's my voice. I always have problems talking in general, but I am not nervous. It's just you have to think what you are going to say and then make an instant translation in English.
Exactly.
Is the part that I'm not used to. This usually a couple of beers will help, at least in your head. Maybe you are even talking worse.
Well, you normally have a few beers when we do these streams, so I'm hoping you've had your beers or two. And for those who don't know, Santi and I have been talking now for before I started doing the streams. So I think about 4 years. It's been about 4 years since you and I have been talking, Santi.
Yeah, it's basically in the first steps of the asset.
Yeah.
Not much longer than that.
And we've spoken a bit. So he is used to my sense of humor by now. Some
friends that have heard some of my friends that hear your my talks with you sometimes have pointed that you are a peculiar man, but I honestly can't say that anymore. Maybe because of that, because I didn't use it, but I am not I am weird as well, so we are between friends. Yeah.
I love that. I love that your friends have picked up here. Who is that strange man talking to you, Santi? Okay, we're in now. Alright, okay, Bedvar is in. Oh, I forgot to put Bedvar's hammer. I forgot to put Bedvar's hammers in the scene. Okay, let's put the inventory item in here.
Well, if you want to try
We need
the
to
throne, the throne example with the chest.
Oh yeah, exactly. Okay, let's put Bedvar's hammer in here. Okay, let's find the throne. Because it's not really Bedvar's throne. Okay, for those who aren't sure, it's the king's throne. So, oh, he spelled it with a T, not a TH. Throne. It's a throne. Irish John. Where's Irish John? Irish John, you're in the chat. It's the throne there. It's the throne. So, he's got no colliders on here. So, peculiar, messy coda. Yes, exactly. Right, so shall I put just a standard little box collider on there? And the easiest way to do that, actually, is just to put a cube. Position my cube where I want it. And go and take off the mesh renderer. Because I'm incredibly lazy. So, I'm just gonna...
Yeah, that is the best way. You can see very easily where is the actual collider.
Exactly. This method is Santi approved.
Seal of quality.
Let's stick it up. He is Bedvar. Now, who in chat does not own a copy of GameKit controller? And who in chat has never heard of or seen GameKit controller until today? Black Mage. So I hope that Yolan, also me. So Black Mage has never heard of it before today. Okay. First time for me too, that'd be cool. Never heard of it, not once, says Yolan. Me, but now I'm informed. Okay.
Okay, so now that you have enough, you can go away. Don't enter here. just kidding, of course.
All right, so for you who've ignore Santi, for you who now heard of it, how does it work? Like, can you see yourself now imagining what kind of games you're going to make with such a kit as this? So just thinking in chat, I want you in chat to tell me, what does it work in HDRP? Well, it's a kit, so it doesn't really care about render pipelines. It's not, it's code. So Santi,
No, in fact, you can check the tutorial videos of the GameKit controller channel, and I recently put a couple of tutorials for HDRP and URP, and both work with a problem in the asset. Actually, there is almost no steps needed. They almost work all of the box. So yeah, it works properly. You can use both, any of both in the asset.
Almost none, out of the box. These are the words that you want to be hearing when you're picking up an asset. Let's be honest, aren't they? So
actually, I put the link to the YouTube channel of the asset.
and it was banned you.
It was removed.
Yolan, so, yeah. could you please grant access?
I send you the link to the in Discord if you want to paste it from there, or how you prefer.
You want me? Basically, you want me to do it? How dare you, Santi? Hang on, Yolan's done it for us. There you go. That's why we've got amazing people like Yolan in the chat as mods, so we don't have to worry about that, Santi. All right, let's make that a bit bigger now.
Basically, in the asset store, you have deep demos to try all these things and system and so. You have the tutorial videos there. You have the YouTube channel, the log, the links, and anything else. And of course, the Discord, the link to the Discord channel, which is public and anyone who wants can join. As one thing that I do that I like is when I finish the day of working, if there is some visible progress, I record a small clip video to put it in
awesome.
the news section.
Messi,
Basically, it's like a relaxing. Yep.
Let me find the link while you're doing that. So I can put the link in the chat. Can somebody in chat do exclamation mark GKC in chat for GameKit controller? Someone in chat, type that in chat, please. Thank you so much. There we go.
Nice.
Now we got the link in chat. I can go to and click on. Do you have a link to your Discord from the asset store page? You do. Wonderful.
Yes. One moment.
I found it. Do not worry.
Basically, it's the signed on the Unity forum in my user.
There you go.
Each comment that the channel has, the forum, is the Discord link.
All right. So now we're in. Okay. How do I sit down? Do I just add a component on here? If I just go sit.
No. What
that?
I recommend is basically in the search or in the search tool of project, write chair.
Chair.
You can basically
sit on chair.
Yes,
Action trigger. Use chair. This one?
I recommend the walking to side position.
Walking to sit position. Okay, where do I drop that?
Better the first one, because the steps here maybe need some extra adjustment. No, the first one, the simple use chair, that one. Drop it in the stream.
Hang on. Are you watching the Discord or are you watching the stream, Sensei?
No. It's because I am explaining very bad. Great again, chair.
All right, hang on. If I type in the word sit again, or do I type in the word chair? Okay. Which action trigger?
The second object, that one.
This one.
Drop it in the drop it in the stream.
There we go. That's it.
So yeah, so basically you can adjust the object, disable the actual mass of the sample. No need to reduce it.
No, to be nice and small.
Huh? No need to change the scale. You can go inside the prefab.
Okay.
And disable the mesh itself. Yeah. And maybe just adjust. Maybe we'll need some adjustment of the position.
So which is this one?
One easy way. Enable the mesh again.
Okay, where's the mesh again? Here it is.
And now the main object of the chair.
Yeah.
That one. Adjust it so it fits where the actual player will sit in the throne.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe a little to the back. Yeah, approximately there. So now you can just disable the mesh of the chair.
I feel that's cheating even for me, Santa.
That should work.
That's really dirty cheating. I like it. All right. So sometimes I think Messi is just trolling people. I am just trolling people sometimes. Yeah. Okay. That's what I do. So got a problem with that, Sanyo? You know where to take it. Now, talking about trolling people, Santi, how do you feel about Nadal losing in the Roland Garros to Djokovic? Did you see the tennis? He won the first set, easy peasy. You know, it was like, let me maximize on play. he mullered him 6-3 in the first set, and then he just collapsed. What was that all about?
Not sure what you mean.
Tennis, dude, tennis. Nadal. You didn't watch Nadal. You don't watch Nadal. You're a Spaniard.
Okay, so you're talking about a match of tennis. Okay. No, I am not sure if I said this to you, but as a Spanish, I don't follow too much Spanish stuff itself.
Oh my God, his arm's broken. His arm is broken.
Yeah,
I've broken his arm.
That is because the weapon, but if he should have keep the weapon before sit down. There is an option for that. So before sitting, before basically doing the action, he keeps his weapon. So he is not carrying when that.
Okay.
Basically in the settings of the action system.
There you go.
There are many examples. For example, the other basically we use the navigation of the scene navmesh to search for the position of the chair before sitting. But that depends of how you want to configure that. Many games do the small adjustment of the position, others make the actual work, etc. So yeah, you can customize that as you prefer, and you can basically this is not an system made for the chair. It's an active system in order to play animation in fixed places of the scene or in game. For example, the roll is made with the active system. So yeah, basically it's to allow the player to use different animation for different actions.
I'm trying to take what you're saying seriously to me, Santi, but at the same time, I'm wondering why is how did I turn my hammer into a machine gun?
You can take it for a hacksmith and say that's a question and see what is his answer.
Hang on, let me...
But yeah, you can actually create a weapon with the mesh of the hammer and shoot more hammers from it. Why not?
Oh, got no look at this. This is why is this why my hammer was getting weird? Bed has not been found in the inventory list. It was in the inventory list in the other scene, but the back of that neck is empty.
Yes, don't worry. This is because some main managers of the player has been moving from the prefab of the player to separate objects.
Okay.
For example, you can actually see it in the hierarchy. Go to, where is it? Main manager prefabs. You can see in the hierarchy in the top part there. Okay, so these components are now separate objects. So you have created new objects in the other thing. So you will need to basically update the prefab that contains the inventory info. Basically, okay. Don't worry. It's just because the info that you created in the other thing hasn't been updated here. It's just a simple process.
So do I add it into the inventory manager list?
No, what would be better is return to the other scene in case that you save.
I didn't save that scene.
Nah, don't worry. It will be a matter to create the hammer again, the inventory objects, just. Okay. And basically update that info. Nothing to worry about. Just that.
Right. So bed vase hammer inventory. This was the original bed vase hammer. So I need to add you into here. So
yeah, basically in this case will be not manual in that sense, but basically go to inventory category info list.
Yep.
Open that.
Weapons.
and basically in the melee weapons create melee weapons.
Melee weapons. Sorry.
Yeah. Basically, the categories is just a way to organize the different types of objects that you want to create.
Okay.
Basically, you will configure the info here, and instead of use the button to create the object, you just assign the inventory object prefab of the weapon.
Oh, okay. So.
But like I said, this is not the regular process. Basically, what you will do is just update the prefab, so the info here of the inventory is updated as well. So you don't need to actually create the inventory object again and again.
All right. So you guide my fingers. Tell me what I should do with my fingers.
Okay, so it will take about a couple of minutes. Add object.
Add object. Yeah.
Okay. So basically configure the info with the same of the inventory with the basically put a name, a description if you want. The mess is the object that was created automatically with the hammer. Which in this case should be called better as hammer mesh, which is there in the.
So all of this stuff here, I need to put into here. Basically, so is that what we're saying?
The info itself, no just drag and drop anything, but just the. But I will say that we can jump this step. It's not something needed.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I wanted to kill people with my hammer. I wanted to kill people, Santi. Well, this is totally a valuable lesson.
You can actually do, but what will happen is that the object that you pick is not. In this case, it will be needed because the object in the first place is what created in the inventory. So you will need to save the other thing in order to keep the info here.
I shouldn't have quit the scene without saving. Is what you're telling me, that I'm an idiot. You can say it. Say the word, Santi. Say you didn't save your scene. You're an idiot. It's fine. It's allowed. You're allowed to say it.
Basically, because you will need that to just update the info there, so it's updated here. In this case, it will need just to recreate the info of the object.
It's fine.
And for
tell me.
The good thing is that for these kind of elements, what I used to do with any user that has any problem or issue or question, I always make remote sessions with them.
Really?
Using the tool from Chrome, so the connection is totally safe. And that kind of remote session allows to solve any kind of issue or problem in just a couple of minutes, instead of sharing a lot of message about what is happening in your site, what setting you have. The remote session with user allows to solve any type of issue in a couple of minutes. So yeah, I am always happy to make that kind of support in my site.
Dude, you're spending your time with your clients, yeah, your customers, and here we go. Now he's got a shield. That's once you have a shield equipped, you can draw holes to it. Okay, and you're doing that for free? Are you charging extra for that?
No, free. The support is part of the asset. That is one of my philosophies, and you can see. Talking about another thing, you can see that the shield is properly placed in the left arm, but basically it will need the same adjustment as you made in the melee weapon, but in this case with the shield. But yeah, it's totally free. All the support I offer is free. It's part of the asset.
I mean, I
Of course,
can't help but feel people might take advantage of that, Santi. You know, like
no,
they've paid $50 and then they like basically just contact you and go, "Can you do a remote shared session on my computer? Here we go. Now will you make this game for me?"
no, but I know to recognize that type of case, and not all user is always a remote session. That is made when some kind of issue or missing element can be happening, but it's not something that each user always asks.
Sengoku says he did help me one time. You even helped Sengoku. Anyone who's got the patience to help Sengoku deserves people's money. I have to say. And Sengoku, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm loving this. I'm loving my dwarf that we managed to throw him in with like literally 1 second. We got the dwarf in. A little bit longer to get my weapons perfect in the hand, but honestly, a lot easier there than with some other kits that I've played about with.
Yeah, like I said, I have focused in make this kind of tools in order to make the settings of elements much simpler and easier.
Oh!
And what game has a hoverboard and a dwarf?
Oh my god! Ooh. I remember Back to the Future 2 on my Amiga. Was it the Spectrum? No, it was the Amiga. Don't go on the water! Don't go on the water!
You can rotate the hoverboard in order to go out there.
Oh!
If I remember properly, in the left side of the screen there is a rail where the hoverboard will soup to move through it.
I love that. I'm glued to it. You know what you need? That if you hit a certain angle, okay, if you're going like, you know, like too much wonky like this, then you fall off the hoverboard.
There is an option in vehicles for collision. So if you're in a vehicle and you have a very hard collision, which is configurable for the values of it, you can be thrown off of the vehicle, similar to games like GTA or similar. GTA.
Oh, so you can do it so you get thrown through the windscreen of your car?
Yeah. In hard collisions, if I remember properly, I think this disabled by default in most vehicles. Not sure if the motorbike has it activated, but it can be activated easily.
What I love is this. Watch this. Watch this. You watching? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Okay. Ooh. Oh, I missed it. Oh. I invented a new weapon. It's driving your hoverboard full flight and just jumping off of it. Oh my word. Senior Meowsers asks, what's the best game you've seen made with your kit so far?
It's hard to say because I have a bad memory and I can't remember all of that. But for example, the showcase video there are a few more projects that are being developed with GKC, but not all the people manages to get some video recorded or maybe prefer to not make a video for it for now because maybe his project is not enough developed. But I have a weakness for Resident Evil games. So
I was about to say, is the Resident Evil one your favorite one?
No, I mean the Resident Evil, not only the game but the genre instead, the classic third-person over the shoulder like Dead Space and other games are my weakness. So I would maybe say yes, maybe those with fixed camera or third person over the shoulder are my favorite. But for example, for the showcase video, I would say all of them are very interesting and nice. I am always very happy when in the Discord channel there is a section to post progress of your project with the asset, and there are lovely videos about that. In fact, I wanted to share a video with you so you can put it here about a nice game that is being developed.
Yes.
And it's a kind of mix for The Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher. Nice.
Sekiro and what else? I can't remember now. But here the link.
Okay, yeah, you just dropped it to me in there. Let me hop over.
I was removed again.
You
put it in the.
I thought you were gonna stick it. Okay, let me. Stick it in.
I put it in the Discord channel.
That's okay. I've got it here. Hang on, let me make it big. While we do that, I see. When can we ride animals? He said it's coming soon. Support for generic is coming soon, and also he's going to be integrating with Horse Animset Pro as well. I'm creating.
It's going to.
Sorry, carry on.
Yes, the integration with Horse Anim Pro is very planned, and it will be worked probably at the start of 4.0 of that. Wow. The new version of the asset that will be after the current 3.0, as this 3.0 is close to be finished. And the support of generic, if everything goes well, it will be added in the next minor update after this current patch. So yeah, basically in a matter of a couple of weeks, there should be some progress about that part of the support of generic models.
Wow, that is very soon indeed. Gadonitor, I've just destroyed your name. I'm creating an RPG and I was thinking of moving to Invector, but I saw this asset and I would like to know how powerful it would be for a local multiplayer RPG for an independent dev. Well, it's got local multiplayer, works out of the box. You've got split screen local co-op action, and as we've seen, it's very powerful indeed. Now,
yes, I will to that user, to Gadonator. I think that is the user that asked that. Yes, it was him. I would recommend to try the demos of the asset storage for the asset, and you can see that there are different demos themed for the local multiplayer with different configuration for the cameras, like free third person and a few with locked camera. There is one. I think that there is one theme with a single camera, so the camera pans in and out for the players in the scene to fit the character there. For example, and that scene is with the melee combat system by default, so you can try that in that scene, for example. So yeah, that type of game that you have is totally possible. And in fact, I am powering the RPG part of the asset with a lot of system recently added with like the melee combat system, very inspired by Sekiro, Dark Souls, Breath of the Wild, and The Witcher as well, and many other games. So yeah, and more will arise soon.
Son Goku is saying, when will the mirror integration be? Version 3 or version 4? So it wasn't necessarily mirror. You're making, the way you described it was that you're making a middleware that is going to be able to be working with Photon or Mirror or ML API or
yeah. Basically, the idea is that it's not just for Mirror; it's for any type of online system, reducing to the less possible any modification or the addition needed in order to use the another online system. So yeah, it will be started. I want to start the online system in the next data as well. It probably won't be included in that data, but I want to have the more progress possible in that one.
So this video that we're looking at now, this is done using GameKit controller.
Yeah. In fact, I remember the user or the name of the user, which is Keria, which is in the Discord channel or as well of GameKit controller, and he's a very nice guy. And yeah, I actually haven't seen this video yet, but in the showcase video of GKC of GameKit controller, you can actually see that, as well this game. And I have tried a demo, a beta of the demo of his game with basically the classic cubes aesthetic, and it looks very well. I would say that the main combat system was added about 7 months ago, and he has made very fast progress with it in almost no time, which is impressive, honestly. So yeah, not only that, but the game looks very well, and I can't wait to see more. So yeah, this is one of my favorite games made with the asset.
It looks, I mean, it does. It looks lovely. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, the artwork and the design looks very well. And this is a mechanic that I like a lot, because that is not that part is not in the asset yet. For the bone to fire an arrow and create a grappling hook point from it. That part is made by him. It's very nice, and in fact gave me the idea for the different effects of the arrow, and it's going to be in the asset by default as well.
You can't even tell it's made with GameKit controller. It's amazing. That's the thing. It's a slight change of the camera positioning. You can see like he's throwing the weapon and the weapon coming back. But it's
that is very expected by God of War. I couldn't avoid it to work on that system when I added the melee combat system. So it was one of the first elements that was available for the melee to throw and return the weapon. And now with the torch example and the fire, I am creating mechanics to solve puzzles based on activate fire or different type of damage with the melee weapons. And yeah, like you said, in this case, it's basically the asset, but he has changed the camera view, the animation, the model, which of course is a lot of work and is impressive. So yeah, basically you can see how an actual project with different assets can look with the system itself.
I think it's important to remember that when you're buying a kit, it's that you're buying a kit. You're still, the best thing to do is to make features your own. Exactly like Santi's saying, that the dev on this got the bow. Obviously, there's a grappling hook system inside GameKit controller, but he's added the grappling hook mechanics into the bow, which isn't out of the box in GameKit controller. So don't be scared of making your own functionality, your own changes, your own code. Just because you're using a kit doesn't mean that you can't code anymore with C#. You can still add whatever features and whatever code you want to do in this product in your game. So yeah, don't be scared.
Basically that. There are other elements that, for example, the seal. He added the seal for his game before the seal itself was added. So yeah, I try to make the system and easy to extend as possible. As of course, I keep learning and to be better and improve my knowledge, so that can translate into the asset itself.
GameKit controller is honestly one of my favorite assets on the asset store. It is not only is it flexible and it has so many features and possibilities, but Santi's great. He puts up with a lot of my silly questions that I message him at 3 o'clock in the morning on Discord, and he's constantly updating. I take the mickey out of him quite a bit for it, as I have done in this chat today, that he's constantly adding new features. By the time I've got to the chat to ask him how a feature he's going, he says, I've already pushed that live and I'm on to 10 more features. That's how quickly this guy's working. And he says he's just one person. And you mentioned earlier that occasionally he would hire a freelancer for animation or everything, but he's still coding it all himself. And that's also doing the support himself as well. So it's amazing what you're doing when you're not a big team of people, Santi. How are you going to hire people to be helping you with support, so to take some of that away from you moving forward?
I have thought about that, and it's something that I would like at some point. Maybe when I can actually afford maybe getting a second person, so he can that person can work on the stuff or support or documentation or tutorials. Basically, split the work on other people will be really good. Yeah, I would like to reach that point at some moment in the future. Will be really cool.
Now you've got a great Discord channel. So and everyone in there is helpful. So when people get stuck and they need help or advice, and you can't find you, have we got people in chat here from Santi's Discord? Are you here in the chat, everyone? So if a newbie is coming and looking for help, Conflict Horizon says I'm here. So if you need help and you're stuck, that's what a community is there for. And GameKit Controller has been around for a long time and has built up a massive community of users. So do pop over, join the Discord. I know that you can only have 100 Discord servers on your Discord unless you're paying Discord people all that money, but don't worry about it. Click on the join. This is one that you can't afford to miss out on. Do you know what else people can't afford to miss out on, Santi? They can't afford to miss out on doing an exclamation mark raffle in a second, because we're going to give away a copy of GameKit Controller to one lucky winner, aren't we, buddy? Have I lost you? Have you fallen asleep with me? Have I?
I wasn't sure if you were waiting for me to say something or not.
Do exclamation mark raffle in chat. He's like, this is news to me. I didn't give you a key to hear about raffle. Exactly. This is what I do. I don't ask his permission. I stopped doing that a long time ago. I wait until I start a raffle, and then I go, by the way, Santi, you need to generate a key for me. We have to give away a prize because I've done a raffle. I forgot to tell you about it.
I let the comment from Niven out. He's like, this is not like you say what? Yes, this is Target before the chat. And I didn't thought about it, but it's a nice idea to give a voucher, a free voucher or the asset to some lucky person.
So who's gonna win? Come on, type exclamation mark raffle in chat if you don't already have this amazing GameKit controller. And if you happen to lose, if you don't happen to win, we call it not happening to winning. Well, I won't call it losing. You're not a loser. You're still a winner. So if you don't happen to win, don't worry. Exclamation mark GKC in chat, and you can grab for yourself for only $50 on the Unity Asset Store. It is really amazing what GameKit Controller has to offer, says Bratbox Poms. I wish you good luck with the raffle. I do love your name. It's a fantastic name. So I've got my wonderful dwarf. I love my wonderful dwarf. I'm going to drop this shield. How do I drop T? Drop Santi. I can't drop the shield. Because it's in the left.
7 again.
7. 7, 7, 11. No, I can't. Because it's not a weapon, it's a shield. You haven't got a button for drop shield.
Yeah, it should work as well. Press T.
I'm pushing T. It's not working. It's not working, Zancy. I found another bug for you. Well, I hope you're writing these bugs down. Are you writing down these bugs?
I have taken notes of them during the chat. So yeah, I will check all of them. It's the good of having a patch of data that it will solve anything of this.
I'm a dwarf with a sniper rifle. I've got a sniper rifle and I'm gonna shoot you in the balls.
Who needs melee weapons with that?
Oh my god, look at that.
Yeah, that is the plasma cutter. It's pirated from the other space. You can actually shoot to the cubes on your left. No, to the cubes. Stop aim. There. They are good as well. And you can use the mouse wheel to rotate the weapon rail, so you can change the orientation of the projectiles.
Oh my word!
No, aim and there you have. Just like the game.
I know you're watching the stream now, and you're not watching the Discord because you're lagged. You can't hide it from me, Santa. Push it harder. Push it harder. That's right.
There is a reason. It's because I want to. I am reading the comments. And my screen is not much. It's very small, so I can fit everything in there.
Don't worry. It's what you do with it that counts, Santa. You know that. Then it gives me an idea. Medieval fantasy character stranded in the future wartime, having to learn how to use guns to get to the base of the evil guys to be able to travel back in his own dimension. I was thinking the same thing. That he's watching the stream. Oh, I thought you were saying he's thinking the same thing about the game idea. There you go.
That's so cool. It reminds me to the crossover that all the people wanted. That it was Shady in Cyberpunk. So basically, change the character there, and we know that won't happen. But we can make our games for that with that plot, right?
How do I? It says here attachments. Right shift attachments. I'm pushing right shift. Nothing's happening.
No, stop aim is because of that.
Oh, hang on. I've done too many stickies. Okay. Oh, here there is. Attachments. Oh, this weapon's got the attachments. Oh my word. This is nice. Sticky.
Yeah, this is inspired by Deus Ex, which has a similar attachment edition system.
Oh, I love this. Look at this. Reload. Oh, wow. Oh, my word. Grappling hook. Oh my
yes.
god.
This is inspired by Doom Eternal. You have to use the mouse wheel button to pressing it, and it will activate the
Oh!
Basically, that button activates the secondary action of the weapon.
Every time I hear blip, I think it's coming from my computer.
Yeah. It reminds me to the classic "Get over here" from Scorpion.
Yeah. Wee, I love these guys' legs. He got the legs up. Oh, landed on my face.
It used animation as well.
Oh my god, I got a face palmed right in there. Okay. Face plant on that.
For example, jump and hold the space key.
Jump. Whee!
No,
Oh!
but yeah, there in there. No, I mean jump and hold the space key to use the paraglider.
Oh! How do I hold? Hang on, why isn't the paraglider coming out? Okay.
No, I mean press and hold jump.
Okay. No, I'm not letting go, Santi. I'm not letting go. I've pulled myself up. Okay. Right. You want me to jump off of here and hold space?
Yes.
I did that, but it didn't pull out the power glider. It's not working. It's not working. I don't have a power glider. It's not working. It's not working. I'm gonna die. Oh no, I didn't die. Okay, I didn't die. Nice. I didn't die.
Yeah, that is probably because you jumped one last time before touching the ground, or similar.
I think.
But yeah,
I think the problem is because maybe the power glider isn't assigned to this new character we made.
No, maybe some exception jumped is avoiding the system to be activated.
Whee! Alright, should we announce the winner, Santi?
When you consider properly.
So, or should I keep it for myself?
Maybe for the new people who maybe joined it in the last couple of minutes, you can talk about it.
Hang on. Let me get off my bike. Well, I'm a hardcore cyberpunk dwarf. Okay. We need to announce the winner of the raffle because the time's up. And if I don't do it, they will stab me with my nice big. They will beat me with the hammer that we created together, Santi. They will beat me for any giveaway for the dwarf. No, but I am doing a review of all of Maxim Bugramov's assets that are in the sale. I'm buying the dwarfs if I win, or you need to use my link so I get the affiliate money. Okay, let's see who the winner is. Giveaway. I need a drum roll. Bang your fingers on the table, Santi, to make a drum roll.
There are people sleeping here, so no, can't do much noise.
All right, I'll do it.
But you can imagine it.
Okay, that one. The winner is Damn V Cool. Damn V Cool. He's so cool. Damn V Cool, you're a winner. Congratulations, Damn V Cool. You now can make a game. You now can make the best game. You can now make a game about a character who's stranded in future wartime and is having to learn how to use guns to get back to the base of the evil guys to be able to travel back to his own dimension. Damn V Cool. Now this idea that you've come up with while watching me chop up boxes can become a reality. Congratulations. You are a winner.
In a year from now, I want to see that game.
Exactly.
So,
During a year from now, he's got the Game Kit controller. He can make that game in a week.
So better starting as soon as possible.
Exactly. Santi gave you a year deadline. I gave you a week. Damn, be cool. you got to start on this. Oh my word, Santi! It's 1 o'clock in the morning for me, which means it's 2 o'clock in the morning for you.
Yeah, more or less.
So you need to get to bed, because I know I need to get to bed. Mate, thank you so much again for coming on the stream. I always love it whenever you come on. You are honestly. Oh my god! I just blew that up and smashed my ears open. You do amazing work. You're constantly updating your stuff. You do fantastic support. You do crazy support of sharing people's screens on their computers to help solve their problems as well if they need, which is just insane. Mate, you've got an amazing community. You've got people in chat here who love you and can't say thank you enough for this amazing work that you do. So Santi, thank you, buddy.
Thanks to you for having me here, and it's a pleasure always to. I love to work on this asset. People always say, don't get bored, take your time. I say, I like this work. It's the best the best one I have had ever. I work all days, no matter what, weekends included, and I have forgot to say that, but I am always on Discord, so always available for anything. So yeah, thanks again.
And he's always available, even when he's supposed to be sleeping, because he doesn't seem to sleep. If anyone's noticed that on the Discord, whatever weird time of day it is, you could message him and he happens to still be awake. With his little green Discord icon, seems to be blinking away. Yeah, so there you go. Dan V Cool's got to get some rest. Dan V Cool needs to go and start preparing his game idea.
Before go away, go to the door and press the interaction button, please. I need it. Closer.
Closer.
No,
oh!
There.
Oh my god! Dude, that door costs money. Who's going to pay to have that repaired?
I wanted to say that character doing that.
This dwarf's a bit angry. It's what happens when he's got this shotgun. He looks awesome with a shotgun, I have to say. He looks like he does. Looks like he is made to be on a shotgun and on a motorbike. He's like a Warhammer 40k.
Yes, yeah, I was about to say that. That was... Yes, exactly that.
Alright, Sansi, thank you for helping me get my dwarf in and teaching me that I should always save my scenes before closing them. And I promise I'm going to do better. I will show you what I get up to with your kit. And I will see you when you've got the next updates out then. You're going to come back on the stream?
Yeah, of course. Always happy to be back here.
Awesome. Alright, buddy. I'll catch you later. You go get some sleep.
Nah, I was about to say that this is almost my morning, so I am going to start to work now.
Dude,
after this.
That's crazy. Oh, and yeah, don't forget to send me the voucher for Dan V Cool, or he won't, or he will cry.
Of course.
And thanks for that, pal. Thanks, buddy.
And Dan Cool is welcome in the channel, in the Discord channel as well. So.
Oh, you got to be careful, because once he joins your Discord channel, you won't be able to get rid of him. He'll be in there posting screenshots, asking questions. So yeah, you've got him for life once he's in playing about with GameKit controller. Isn't that right, Dan? He says he's already started importing his Cinti assets to prepare for the game. So there you go. He's already started work on it.
He has a year, so it is better to start as soon as possible.
Exactly. And there's no time like the present. All right, buddy. Seeing as it is your morning, it's still my night time. So I'm going to go to sleep. So I'm going to hang up on you. Otherwise, I won't. So see you, buddy. Take care, pal.
See you. Take care.
If you want to see more of my crazy videos, click on the left side of your screen now. And down below, there's that big juicy subscribe button. And right next to it is the magic bell that if you click it, it will tell you if I've got a new video coming out. Till next time.